Welcome to Foster TCG. We're doing a modern match of Jund versus Affinity. It's a playtesting session. We'll be playing F&M tonight at Moe's Magic, located in Orton, Ontario. Let's get right into the game. I'm on the play with the Moe's Magic playmat, playing Jund. My opponent is with the Grand Prix Toronto 2012 Blue Dragon playmat, playing Affinity. So we've kept our hands. I go Raging Ravine, pass the turn. Draws for turn. I'm explaining something, don't remember what I explained. She starts with Darksteel Citadel, into Memnite, into Ornithopter. Taps it, pays 2 life to play Volt Scourge. Passes the turn back. And tap. I draw. I play Blackleaf Cliffs to play out a Seal of Fire. Passing the turn back. Untap, draw. Couple minutes of deliberation. Plays out Blinkmoth Nexus to play Arcbound Ravager. In response, I sack the Seal of Fire to destroy the Vault Scourge. Arcbound Ravager resolves. Modular trigger. Declares combat and goes for 1 with the Memnite. I drop to 19. Untap, draw. Play another Blackleaf Cliffs. Play out my Liliana the Veil. I go straight into sacrificing. Trying to keep the artifact count low for the Arcbound Ravager. Pass the turn back. Plays out an Inkmoth Nexus. Pays 2 life, taps the Inkmoth to play a second Volt Scourge. Swings in for just 1 to kill the Liliana. Passes the turn back. Play Verdant Catacombs, sack and fetch. Get a forest. I think this is the turn where I play out Scavenging Ooze, or no, it's Tarmogoyf Dark Confidant. With artifact, creature, enchantment, planeswalker, and land in the graveyard to give the Goyf a count of 5. Yep, there's the Dark Confidant. I pass the turn back. Untap, draw. Two mana to play a Steel Overseer. Now, this is still a learning game. My opponent has just picked up Affinity for the first time very recently. Has been playing Jund rather consistently for the last couple years. Had to confirm that Steel Overseers Summoning Sickness affected its ability. Swings in for 1 with Volt Surge. Bob Trigger, I get Twilight Mire. Draw for turn. I play out the Twilight Mire. And I believe I passed the turn back. Looking at the game now, I probably should have animated the Raging Ravine and bashed in for 4, hoping to get a chump block done. I have personally been playing Affinity for the last since Gataxian Probe was banned. I was playing Infect before that, so I repicked up Jund, and a few things I just need to think about. Opponent casts Thoughtcast to draw 2 cards. With the 5 artifacts she has in play, it only has a converting. It has a. You only have to pay 1 to cast it. Realizes to activate Steel Overseer to put counters on the Volt Scourge, the Memnite, and to pump up the Arcbound Ravager by 1 extra. I think at this point my hand consisted of all land. And I see that, yep, all land. I see the writing on the wall at this point. I'm gambling on Dark Confidant triggers. Blackleaf Cliffs off the top. I just straight play it since it's the card that she's seen. Trying to keep as much information hidden as possible. I realize on the next activation of Steel Overseer that we both missed putting the counter on Steel Overseer last turn. So with this activation, I believe we put 2 counters on the Steel Overseer. She plays another Glimmer Void. Plays out a Memnite. The writing on the wall is very prevalent. Activate Steel Overseer. I'm hoping for my next draw step to toss me a Kolgan's Command. Yeah, here's where I remember the Steel Overseer missed its counters. So we add 2 to Steel Overseer. Believe going to declare attacker's step, trying to figure out the math. Here's where a big play mistake happens. I go to block the 3/3 Arcbound Ravager with my 5/6 Goyf. She casts Galvanic Blast. With Metalcraft, it will deal 4 to Goyf. There's some deliberations as she realizes that the Goyf will still destroy the Arcbound Ravager, and if she sacrifices the Arcbound Ravager, the Goyf will still live. She eats the Memnite to make Arcbound Ravager a 4/4. Still lethal to the Tarmogoyf. I think I explained to her she can activate the Nexuses and sacrifice them to Arcbound Ravager to let the Nexuses live. Again, probably should just double block the Arcbound Ravager with probably the Dark Confidant to clear out more of her board. I think I was still hoping to get the draws. Right now it's a trade. So she decides to trade the Arcbound Ravager for the Goyf. When Arcbound Ravager dies, she moves the counters over the Vault Scourge, so I only take 3 this turn, and she only gains 3. That Vault Scourge is now a 7/7, and I'm sitting at 12 life. It is a 2-turn clock. Bob Trigger gets me a Thoughtseize. I go to 11. My draw for the turn is I just cast a Thoughtseize. She has a land in hand, and I just concede with all land in hand. Next video will be Game 2. We'll be doing sideboarding off-screen. And we will be resolving mulligans and our scries after mulligans. See you in the next video.